Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to tell you the stories of certain instances during my times in jail and prison where I was actually cool with some COs, some correction officers. For the most part, I never spoke to or engaged with any of them. However, as a result of being in certain jails for long periods of time, in one jail I was there for almost 2 years. You could imagine that you get to know a lot of these faces. People become more familiar with you, and they see how I move, they see how I act, and as a result, I gain the respect of a lot of these guards. In addition, I defused a lot of situations. There were a lot of gang problems and fights and potential riots that the cops clearly saw that I was the one responsible for stopping and avoiding a lot of it. So therefore, I helped them in that regard, unintentionally and unknowingly. It wasn't for them that I did it. It was for myself and my own reasons. But yet they benefited. So they respect me as a result of these things. So some of the things that they did that I can remember for me. The first thing is the gang unit sergeant in that jail that I spent that long time in. He actually allowed me to utilize his office to have meetings with other people that I needed to speak with that were in different parts of the jail, which is huge, unheard of. And that was something that he did for me out of respect for me, which I appreciated a lot. In those meetings, I always assumed that something was being recorded. There was a wire in there. There were cameras in there. So nevertheless, it was still a good opportunity for me to be able to sit down with people that I otherwise would never have seen and never have been able to speak to and get my message to. That same gang unit sergeant allowed me to move people in the jail. So if you came into jail and you're in one unit and I'm in another, I can actually have you brought over to my unit. Likewise, I can have somebody removed from a unit if I have to. I usually never did that. That only happened on a handful of occasions where I told, that someone had to leave, and it was at my discretion, and they had to get the fuck out of there. Another thing that they did for me was certain cops would actually leave my door unlocked sometimes. Okay, this was only 2 cops that did this. Everyone locked in at 9 o'clock. They would leave my cell unlocked and allow me to come out and use the phones, which was a huge thing also, unheard of. I'd never seen them do that for anybody else except for the workers, which I was not one. I was not a trustee. I was not cleaning up anything. They just let me do that as a courtesy and use the pay phones because they knew that I was, always wanting to talk to my girl. So another thing I could remember, one of the cops actually ended up knowing somebody that I knew from the streets. Okay, so this guy did the biggest favor to me, or multiple favors. One time he brought me an ounce of weed, which was huge. An ounce of weed in jail is like a small fortune. It's very, very valuable. He'd throw me cigarettes every time he saw me. He'd just put them, when he came to the unit, he'd go right into my cell and just put them under my pillow, a bunch of cigarettes, and leave them there for me. When I was in lockup, this guy would bring me cheeseburgers. You know how good a fucking cheeseburger was with fries after having sat in there for fucking a year and change? It was amazing. And he'd also give me his cell phone, which risked everything for him. This guy would have lost his job, his pension, everything. But only the few times that he worked that lockup unit, when I was in a hole, he would just come in my cell. He'd give me his cell phone and let me use it for, whatever, half hour or so while he was on shift and there were no other cops available there. Let me see what else. One female officer, when I was in an open unit, this was a huge open dorm type unit with like three tiers, I'm sorry. She would allow me to come talk to her. She would want me to come talk to her once everyone had to stay in their area and was done for the night, like the lockdown for the night. She would ask me to come sit with her and talk with her. She had a little thing for me, so I would do that once in a while. I wasn't crazy about doing that because I knew it didn't look right. Why the fuck's this guy hanging out with the CO? But nevertheless, I didn't really give a fuck what anybody else thought. So I would do that because she was a very nice person, and I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed definitely speaking to her much more so than these fucking mutts around here that I'm so sick of seeing. Let me see what else. One other cop in lockup, in a lockup unit. He worked as the regular officer there, and every day he would come in, he would bring a magazine, some bullshit Hollywood tabloid. It was called Star Magazine. And he would give me that magazine after he was done reading it, before he left. He was done with his shift. He'd slide it under my cell door and he'd give it to me, which was a huge fucking thing because I had nothing to read in there. I'm all fucked up by myself in lockup. These people are screaming, all the noise in the background's driving me nuts. So even though I didn't care about tabloid stuff, it was a great fucking relief, and it was something to just break the monotony and allow me to see what's going on in the world. What else did let me think. Clothing. So I had some, at certain points, I had some custom jail clothes or prison clothes as well that were altered, custom altered for me. I was the only one that had them. At other times, I was allowed to have certain street clothes, which is a big fucking no-no, and it's contraband. I was allowed to have certain tank tops that I had. I was allowed to have T-shirts that I had. I was allowed to have sweaters. So they gave me a lot of leeway with stuff like that. They didn't really fuck with me. But at the same time, if other guards came on that didn't know me or didn't like me, they'd try to take that shit from me as well. In certain instances, guards would allow me to have 2, even up to 3 mats. Those jail mats are real thin like this, and they're fucking flat. Some of them are duds, and they're fucking 25 years old, and they're not doing shit on top of that steel bunk. So sometimes I'd have up to 3 mattresses at a time, and they'd allow me to do that. Let's see. Trying to think, guys. There were so many things that these guys did for me. Another time, I've spoken about this when I had this job. Well, speaking of jobs, they would allow me to get the best job if I ever wanted a job. Certain instances, you have to work or you go to the hole. You lose all your privileges. I would always have the best job. My jobs were like no-show jobs, basically. They were like 5 minutes, you go there, and you're good for the rest of the day. The one video I just mentioned I spoke of was during a time where I wanted the laundry room job. They gave me the laundry room job, and they let me pick my friends to come work with me. And one cop, one CO, actually went and got me a radio. I don't know where he got this actual like little boom box from and gave it to me to allow me to leave it in the laundry room. So we're just listening to music all day, which was a huge, huge, thing for me because there were no Walkmans. There was no music at all. A lot of county jails have little Walkmans you can buy. This one did not have any of that. So that was a real cool thing as well. What else? So many things, guys. I'm like old memories. I'm trying to, think back to. But basically, these are the things that these guys did for me. They were always respectful of me. It's funny. The guards all called me Hollywood. None of them called me by my legal name. And, again, like I said, after a while, you get a certain rapport with some of these guys. And they see how I move. They see that I'm not a bad person. They see I'm not out to hurt them or anyone else. And you form somewhat of a relationship with them, even though we're on opposite sides. They knew we were on opposite sides. They understood that. One guard that I was actually very cool with, he let me paint my cell. I asked him if he can get me paint, and because I was in this, that was another thing. They let me pick my cell that I wanted, and I was always picking the cell wherever I was, and I wanted the bottom corner cell, and I had that cell in there. I was able to bring in my co-defendant from a different unit as my cellmate, and I asked this guy that I was cool with to bring me paint one day and rollers, and he actually allowed me to paint my whole cell. I did something a little fucked up that I shouldn't have, looking back now. I ended up painting the floor also, the cement floor, which he got pretty upset about, and I apologized to him about it. And the way I said it was, listen, man, I know I shouldn't have done that. I know that's not what you trusted me to do. But at the end of the day, I fucking live here every day. This is my fucking home. I'm in this fucking cell all the time, man. And for you, you go home at the end of the night. What difference does it make if I have fucking paint on my floor? And he got really upset at me about that. And that was something I should not have done. I violated his trust. I didn't realize it was such a big deal. But he told me, he's like, Hollywood, how the fuck am I going to explain if the warden comes through and does a fucking walkthrough and sees that of the thousands of cells in this fucking jail, yours is the only one that has a painted floor? How the fuck am I going to explain that? And I apologized. I told him, look, whatever happens, if it comes down to that, I'll take the charge. I'll tell him that I fucking stole the paint. I found a way to get it, and I did it on my own. I'll never throw you under the bus. So, he and I were still cool after that. But, these are the things, guys. It's just like it's a world unto itself. There's politics involved. There's all kinds of business dealings happening all over the place, and you got to learn to move. You got to learn to move, and the same way you'll be respected or not respected in the streets in the free world, the same thing applies in there. And it applies to everybody, not just the fucking inmates in there, but the staff as well. So if you treat people with respect, generally speaking, you'll be treated respectfully as well. That's not the case everywhere, but for the most part. And likewise, if you go in there with a big fucking mouth and talk crazy to these cops and disrespect them, it's very likely they're going to fucking bash you. They're going to knock your teeth out. They're going to hurt you. They're going to hit you with a bunch of bullshit charges and make your time a living hell. So you really have to know how to move. You really can't go in there acting crazy. I was very lucky in one instance. Actually, I'll speak about it very briefly. That same cop that brought me those Star magazines in lockup, I spoke about this in another video. One day a guard started a problem with me and made up some shit that I tried to attack him and threw me into lockup, right? He came in there with another guard after, and they came in there to beat me up. They had me fucking stripped, naked, and handcuffed, and they were going to beat me up. And I'm flipping the fuck out, calling them bitches and calling them out, telling them to take their handcuffs off at least. Let me have a fucking chance, and you guys are faggots for having me naked like this. And it was about to go down, and they were about to destroy me in there. And had they done that, I would have had no choice but to get revenge later, and it would have just ruined everything. But that same guard who gave me that magazine happened to come on duty at that moment, right before it was about to happen. And he came in there, and he saved me. And he stopped that shit. And I was so grateful for that and so thankful. And he flipped out on them and said, what the fuck are you guys doing? Take those handcuffs off him and get the fuck out of my unit. And he really looked out for me. So I say all this to say, guys, that, even though I speak negatively about cops and police, that's only because of my certain encounters and corrections officers. But that's not to say that they're all like that. It would be foolish to think that. And it's definitely not to say that none of them were treating me with respect. Most of them treated me with respect. And a lot of them are actually good people. A lot of them are not there to fucking, give you a hard time. They're just there to do their job and go home. Same as everyone else in the free world. They don't want any problems. So I just wanted to bring this up, guys, and let you know that it wasn't all bad for me. And I did get a lot of special treatment in jail. And to those COs, if any of you guys see these videos, I thank you for the way you treated me with courtesy. And I thank you for the respect that you showed me, especially to Officer Moore in lockup for what you did, for stopping that shit from happening. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And to the other officer, I don't want to mention his name, but I'm sorry that I painted the fucking floor, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't know it was such a big deal. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.